In this example, guys, we are basically doing what we did previously in the previous example, except that we are now dealing with the lowest value. So obviously that then suggests, because you now know the story, it will be a parabola with a happy face. I want you to go ahead and actually try this on your own. So you may want to pause the video and go for this and see if you are really getting the concept. Just remember, in this case, you are dealing with a happy face. Right, guys, I hope you have done that and you have at least gotten this correct. Let's see now if you did the right thing. I'm just confirming whether your answers are correct or not. Of course, we are told it is quadratic, so we're going to go ahead here and look for the first differences and the second differences, just so that we can get an expression for Tn, the general term. So of course, 789 minus 846, that is a negative 57. And of course, the story now gets boring because we're doing the same thing over and over again. I'm not going to bore you. I've saved you that by writing everything down. Just a word of caution here. Be mindful. Don't think this would have been negative 2 because you actually have a negative 55 minus a negative 57. So this here becomes a plus. So you have a negative 55 plus a 57 to give you a positive 2. So of course this is 2a, so we can see that a is actually 1, so we've got an n squared there. Now what is b? We know that 3a plus b should be a negative 57, so actually b is a negative 60, so we have a negative 60 here, but n, and of course finally a plus b plus c should be 846, which is term 1, remember that. And so we know that this is 1, we know that this is a negative 57, a negative 60, so this is just a negative 59, so c is actually going to be 846 plus a 59. So of course you could take your time to do all these things, but once you get used to it, you get to flow quite nice with the story. It's 905, and of course we can see it's a quadratic. So again, we're going to be smart. Instead of wasting time completing the square and everything, we're just going to use that equation for the axis of symmetry, because we know that's where we're going to have our minimum, the turning point. Coordinates of the turning point, that's what will tell us. Now, notice, by the way, the question here says the position and the value of the term with the lowest value. So we've got to find n. After finding n, we've got to find Tn. Okay, so n, of course, is minus b over 2a. We have discussed this. This is 60 over 2, and this is 30. So what is T30? Well, you can go ahead and punch this in your calculator. 30 squared minus 60 times 30 plus 905. This is, guess what? This is 5. So which term will have the lowest value? That is term number 30. And what is that value? It is actually 5. If you are doubting, you can go ahead and try all terms that come after 30. You can go, maybe you want to say 35, try that 35 squared. Just be careful not to exhaust your calculator with memory, and you can see all other terms that you find except term 30 should either, actually not either, they will all be bigger than the value 5, because term 30 with the value 5 is the only term that is what? The minimum or the lowest. I hope you are having fun with this, guys, and you are actually making that connection between the functions and number patterns. I'll catch you later.